see me. Thanks, Sherry. You may have seen Sherry and Carl and myself on some of the Zooms that we've had over time. And this is our first time teaching WCBOO U. All right, we're running in conjunction with WCBOO University. And Sherry and I just came back from the fall conference. And yes, I have my shirt from the conference, but we're really, sorry about that. We're really excited to teach this course because we're very passionate about officiating women's collegiate basketball, and we feel that there is a demand and a need for officials in women's collegiate basketball, and we would love to help start you, in the field. So if you have, you're thinking maybe this might be for me, maybe next summer I want to go to a tryout. I know some people who ref women's basketball. I think I might be good at this, or I know some assigners. Hey, we're here to help you. We're here to help you get started. All right, so we introduce our head instructors. I have Carl Small. I'm on Hollywood Squares. Carl Small. Carl, why don't you say a few things, please?
It's supposed to be ladies first, Carrie. You're supposed to let Sherry go first.
All right, Sherry. Sherry is our, so we're actually WCBOO Board 801, okay, a women's collegiate board. And we're not a local board. We're a fully collegiate board. So we don't have the local meetings. We don't have the local situations. We are a true education only board. So it's not like I happen to live in New York. It's not like you come into New York for a meeting, right? You're going to learn right where you are, and then you're going to go out to the camps right where you live and work, and see if we can make this happen. So Sherry happens to be our interpreter of the board, and take it away, Sherry.
Okay, guys, we are so super excited about this. We have been working on this project for over a year now, and a lot of work has gone into it. So we are so excited that this day has finally come. As Carrie says, I am the interpreter of WCBOO along with Carl. I have been officiating for over 20 years, both at the high school and collegiate level. And I'm also an educator. I teach at Adelphi University in New York. So education is my passion, and basketball officiating is also my passion. So, I was an athletic trainer. I still am an athletic trainer and have been all over the country with that for over 33 years. But this is a passion for me. And so I am just, I can't tell you how excited that we are that this is coming to fruition. So we are really looking forward to teaching this class. We are going to be here for you. We're going to get you through it. We're going to get you through it because that's what we do. This is all we do. And you know what? I hate to toot our horn, but we're pretty damn good at it. So we're super excited that you guys are the first class. So you guys are making history right now. So we're really excited about it. So yeah, like I said, I've been doing basketball for 20 years, and we're kind of getting to my end of my career as far as officiating. I'll be coming off the court probably in a few more years. Not yet though, not yet. But this teaching is I'm going to continue to do this for as long as I can. So welcome everybody, and great to have you.
Yeah, so Sherry's so passionate that she made me a rule book before we could even get the rule book. So it's a really nice.
Carrie, you got to get the screen.
I know you can hardly see it.
There you go.
Anyway,
The background's messing you up.
It's okay. It's okay. You can't mess up with WCBOO, right, Paul? All right, Paul, take it away.
No.
I don't want to talk too much.
Correctable error.
Take it away, Carl.
Hi, everyone. Hope you're all well. Thank you for joining us. As Sherry said, really excited, really excited. I'm glad to be a part of the situation. Ever since I started officiating back in, I think it was about 2001 is when I took my first referee course. One of the biggest things that I said that I wanted to do is educate. When I saw the teachers that were in my class, I saw what they were doing, I said, I want to do what they do. Kerry, Sherry, and their team gave me that opportunity a few years ago, and I grabbed it and I ran with it. I'm so happy I did. If there's definitely one thing that you can learn from us, is that once you learn from us, you got to give back. You got to give back to those who follow you. And that's what we're doing now. So my background, I started 2011 in IABO. You see my shirt, IABO. This was the first IABO camp I went to, and that's in New York. That was the men. That was the boys' side. It still looks good too. It still looks good. This is from 2011, y'all. No joke. 2011 still looks good. So that was one of the first camps I went to. I saw how IABO rocked. I saw how they teached. I saw how they were part of getting officials and getting us all on the same page. One of IABO's big slogans was one rule, one interpretation. We're the same way here, right? It's one rule, one interpretation. Sherry and I and our team, because we got a lot more people that you guys are going to meet, we're all about that, all right? One rule, one interpretation, and we're going to teach you women's way to do it. And I am not being biased. Look, I've been doing women's basketball since 2016. The women's got it right. The women's rules are definitely right. John Levinson, he's our SRE, Secretary Rules Editor. The rules, the mechanics, they really got it right. And we're going to show you the right way. We're going to put you on that path to learn our rules and to get you into the college game. Because look, you guys have all seen the stories. There's a shortage of officials across the board, especially on the women's collegiate level. So that's where we want to get all you guys and gals. All right. I think I'll end it there.
Thank you, Paul.
We're very excited. Let's go.
Okay, so you know what's coming next. You know, what's really interesting about this list is that there are 10 people that have registered for the class so far, and 10 different states. And that is just something you can't get with a local board. So you know what's coming next. I am going to ask you to just tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us your name. Why did we kind of need to know, like, why did you take class and what do you currently do in the world of officiating? All right.
All right. So who's going to be first to volunteer, then, Kerry?
Okay. First call goes to Will.
My name is Will Freed, and I'm currently officiating middle school JV and high school varsity basketball in the state of Kansas. I've always wanted to end up on the women's college basketball side since I was a season ticket holder for Maryland women's basketball growing up. And from this course, like, I'm trying to just familiarize myself with the more women's mechanics, because I'm trying to, like, within the next 2 years, like maybe this summer or the following summer, go to a camp to try to end up going on the Division III or JUCO side on the women's college basketball game.
That's
Excellent.
Awesome, Will.
So great. So exciting. Good for you, Will.
Welcome, Will.
Thank you.
We're going to get you there, I promise.
Well, he's going to get himself there, but we're going to help, right?
We're going to help. We're going to help get you there. That's the better word, Kerry.
All right.
Hey, my name is Alicia.
Hi, Alicia.
Hey, I'm in New York, upstate New York, not down in the city, even though I still sound like I am. I've been doing officiating for this might be my sixth season coming in, and I actually am starting up some JCO this season. I have a few games already scheduled, and one of my daughters is a D2, D3 official, and she's just mopping me up the floor, and I'm the one who taught her. So I got to get going here.
Excellent.
So,
What part of New York, Alicia?
I'm just north of Albany.
Okay, great.
Alicia, who hired you this season, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm sorry?
Who hired you this season, if you don't mind me asking?
Tom Reisich.
Okay.
So,
Smith.
Alicia,
I can't think of Smith's first name.
Mike
Smith. Yeah, that's who my daughter works for.
Okay,
Jerry
great.
and I are giving the interpretation at the WCBOO meeting on Wednesday night. with
Oh, okay.
you then.
All right, good, cool.
Thank
Alicia, can I ask what's your daughter's name?
Carl, we're moving on here. We're moving on. Okay, G, you're next.
Hi, did you hear me? Okay. I'm from Thailand, so I moved to US roughly 8 years. So I might have, interrupting you guys sometime because English is not my first language.
Well, good.
Never been ref. I joined referee basketball. This is my 4th year, I guess. But first year, I stopped for 5 years after that because so intimidated with coach and everything is so different from Thailand. In Thailand, we don't like a lot of boo, this much. Anyway, so after for 5 years stopping, so the old company, saw that I came back to US again, so asked me to join, and then I start to fall in love with it, and with all the kids and enthusiastic, energies, everything in the game. And so I thought I start serious about it and move forward to high school, scholastic, So I'm very good with studying because I translated so many times in the book and question, but I'm really weak with practice, with real game, communicating with coach, that's really difficult.
Okay.
That's it.
What state are you from, G?
So right now I'm in Northern Virginia, and I'm rep for Cardinal basketball, which is like one of the biggest local for a scholastic here.
Okay, great,
G,
thank
did
you.
you say Virginia? I'm sorry.
Northern Virginia.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
We're happy to have you, G.
Thank you.
Welcome, G.
Carrie, pick somebody.
So when I was teaching, I'm a high school counselor, but when I was teaching, we used to play this game like at the end of the day.
Wait, we didn't talk to Justin yet.
Hold on, it was volunteer or victim. So if you don't volunteer, I'm calling on you. Richard.
Come on.
We got like 3 guys we got 3, 4 people to talk to yet.
Okay, Richard's going.
I'm sorry. Is it Jeffrey's turn?
Sure, let's make it Jeffrey's turn.
Okay. Sorry, I heard my name. Okay, all right. So yes, my name is Jeff. I'm originally from New York. I was born in Brooklyn, and I moved to Maryland, and I worked at Gallaudet University. I was a basketball player myself growing up, and then I became a coach, a high school coach. And after a while, I also coached my daughter. She is playing as a collegiate level athlete at Gallaudet University now. I've been officiating though for 7 years, and mostly in rec, middle school, high school, varsity, and some private school games as well. And as I've been moving up, I think it may be time to move on to the next chapter and start officiating at or a college. And I thought maybe starting out with women's basketball and then maybe doing men's basketball later on down the line.
That's awesome. Thank you. And this is interesting because I've had many conversations with collegiate coordinators about moving up the ladder. And a lot of coordinators feel like you really need to try out now, as opposed to like if you're a middle schooler JV, you're starting to move up a little bit. If you wait, the 5 to 10 years that it takes you to be a solid varsity official, some of those years, you might, who knows? Maybe it's when it's your time, it's your time. I mean, you have to be ready, but there's nothing wrong with testing the waters and checking it out now. So,
Carrie, can I just say, I was a junior college official before I did a varsity game on any of my boards in New York State.
yeah. So it's not all it's cracked up to be. There's other ways to get there. Okay, great. Rick raised his hand before, so now I'm calling on him.
All right, well, I'll step up then. I grew up in Maine. I'm here in the greater Portland area of Maine. And myself, I played here and also was an administrator for 22 years and a coach for 22 years. And my daughters, I grew up
Awesome.
coaching them. And other people for a long time. Decided to officiate and moved into that because it gave me a better schedule to see my daughter play, who's now not far from one of my classmates here. She's in Williamstown, plays for Williams. And so it gives me that flexibility. And I appreciate the women's game. I've enjoyed it all these years, coaching it as well as being around it and administrating it. So it just seemed natural this is the next step for me. It's my 6th year as a varsity level official here in Maine. And I think it's time for me to grow a little bit. And I'm just trying to move in that direction. Jeff Howes, who's up here in the New England area, Jeff reached out to me and recruited me to try to think about it because he needed officials. And for me, he knew I liked the women's game. So that's why I'm here.
Excellent.
That's great. That's great. Learning the
Awesome,
rules is
awesome.
only going to help you get better. Okay, Justin, what's your deal?
Okay, hi, I'm Justin Bailey. I'm from Queens, New York. I actually played college basketball back in my collegiate years. And then I'm a varsity official on the men's side right now for Catholics in public school for New York. And then earlier this year, I actually did a women's classic for high school. That's a lot of high level women's basketball players playing. I'm I really like how they play because they actually have skills instead of some guys who rely on athleticism. The women actually have their skill set. So that's when I reached out to Carl Small about this class, and then he brought me here.
Good.
My guy right there.
Oh, he's on this twisted behind his back, right? Well, that's great. That's great, Justin. We appreciate you coming. It looks like did we get Anthony? Anthony, up?
Hey, good evening, everyone. So yeah, my name is Anthony Vaquero. I'm actually in Northwest New Jersey, Board 168. I've been refereeing now since 2015 at the varsity, JV freshman levels, boys and girls. I also do middle school games. I did do some coaching early on at freshman boys high school and at middle school level. And similar to everybody else, I'm looking for that next challenge. I want to take that next step and grow and take that next challenge.
Thanks, Anthony. So Anthony and I have been corresponding over email for almost a year now. He heard about this class a while back, and so I thank you. I thank you for sticking with us. So we had this Zoom on.
Carrie, we have Rich the ref.
Rich the ref. Oh, we didn't get. I'm so sorry, Rich.
That's all right. That's all right. I'll keep it brief. I'm in very western Massachusetts, just south of Williams College, actually. Just so happens I'm the president and the interpreter of our little board here, our little ABO high school board. I've done that many years. I have been going to camps for the last 3 years, and the woman Joanne Aldrich that runs Region 21 asked me to officiate this year, and so I'm really excited. I need your help because I think I got 10 days to pass an exam.
Oh my God.
So I found out basically at the end of August, early September. So I'm just going to dive in and give it my best shot. I'm really excited about it. I agree with you, Carl. I love the nature of the women's game. I have 3 sisters. I got 2 daughters, And I coach tennis at a girls' school, so I'm all about the women's game.
The women's game's got it right, bro. I'm telling you. The rules, the mechanics, they got it right.
So Rich, have you started that exam?
I've started. I've got the case book. I've got the rules book, and I started doing.
So have you copied and pasted and printed it out?
No.
Oh my.
Okay, so let's take a time out here. So Sherry and Carl, Rich will grab you aside. All right, I'll get the information. Sherry and Carl are starting like a test group for STA exam within our education team. So they're going to be reaching out to the education team, and if they have any kind of test meetings about practicing for it, you're welcome to attend. All right, so we're here for you.
Thank you very much.
KD, I would invite you to be on Zoom to that session as well.
We have to, we just have to get the group going before.
No,
we
you're
start.
right. You're right.
Okay, so just to be clear, so I originally wanted to start the course officially tonight, but it took a little while for people to register, and so we're going to have the official start next Sunday, and I'm going to we're going through our dates and making sure we have exactly the right dates. So I will be emailing you those dates and putting them on the Google Classroom, things like that. But I didn't want to cancel tonight because I didn't think that it was right to do that, to say, hey, we're starting off next week, but not come tonight. So we do appreciate you being here. We're going to go over some of the course requirements now. And we're going to talk about them a little bit more next week if anybody new pops on, and it will help us get through what we need to do. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Carl's going to talk about the Google Classroom. And so Carl, I'm just going to share my screen so everybody can see that, and you're on.
Okay.
I think here is registered. This. We have this. I'm sharing it. Can you see my screen here? So is everybody that's on the call that officially registered for the class? You're all in? I see.
You got somebody else entering. Shaborn?
Shaborn Henderson. Okay.
I know him.
Okay, so it looks like everybody so far that go ahead, Carl, you can talk about this part.
All right, so Google Classroom, it's a great tool. It's how we're going to communicate with you and how you're going to communicate with us, and as well as the other students in the class. All right, it's similar to Facebook and any other social media account that you're on. All right, you can, on this page that you're seeing right now, you can put posts, you can post questions, you can post videos, we'll post questions, we'll post videos, and all that stuff.
Right, so this is something that Carl posted on October 5th.
Right.
And if I want to say, all right, whatever, good, bye. If I want to say, hey, Carl, I have a question, and you can get the app, all right? I do that. Now it goes on the stream, and Carl gets it, and all of you will see it.
And I just got a notification right now. My phone just went off, and I'll tell you guys right now, I am very anal with my phone. If I get a notification on my phone that somebody sent me a message, whether it's a text message, an email, or through the Google Classroom, especially if it has to do with refereeing, I'm getting back to you. If I don't get back to you, it's because I am preoccupied. But I promise you, you will. If you post something on this part of the Google Classroom, you're going to get a response within 24 hours or less from me. At the very least, from me.
Right, and you can respond to each other. Let's say this is a question, right? A1 and B1, blah, blah, blah. And I say, well, I think A1 committed a free throw violation. And then someone else says, no, it was a double violation. And you can go on and on through this, and you can talk to each other through this.
Right. And that's what I like to see. And that's what Google Classroom will allow us to do. It will allow everybody to put a situation up there and discuss it openly and freely. All right. I am not going to give you the answer, right? Especially if you put it on here for everybody. I'm not going to give you the answer. Sherry's not going to give you the answer. Carrie's not going to give you the answer. We're going to create a discussion. All right. That's what this Google Classroom does as far as this part. And again, I'm going to be posting videos up there. I'll be posting other relevant information up there that has to do with our class and your learning. All right. So it's a great tool. Make sure you have it. Make sure you're logged in. Make sure you can access it. All right. And also make sure you're getting the notifications. If Carrie can click on the Classwork tab. All right. In this tab, you're going to see our tests. The first tab that you see is our rule and our casebook. All right. You guys can click on that and you can download the rule and the casebook to whatever device you have, your tablets, your cell phones, your computers, your laptops, right? I have a PDF of this rule book and casebook on every device I have. I have it saved in my Google Drive. So even if I don't have it on a device, I can access it. But if you don't have it on a device, you can get it from where? Google Classroom. All right. And you can see Carrie is scrolling through. This is the most recent look. The college rules, and I'm going to say I don't really like to talk about the men's rules, but on the men's and the women's side, the college rules change every 2 years. All right. So we have a new rule book every 2 years. So you need to download and have access to it. Now, what Carrie just brought up is the revisions, because sometime Mr. Levinson, when he writes the rule book, John Levinson, he's our SRE, Secretary Rules Editor. Sometimes when he writes the rule book, he misspells a word or he mistakes something. So he has to release a document of revisions. All right. We have the revisions to the current rule book on our Google Classroom. The next document that Carrie brought up is a very, very important document in connection with our rules. It's the fouls of equal gravity and the cancellation of equal penalties, I'm sorry. We will go over this in detail as we get through our class. All right, as you scroll down, there's more stuff that we've added, media timeout guidelines, table crews, shot clock information, stuff like that. We've also downloaded the camp teaching points. All right. Sherry and I had to go to camp this summer. All right. When we went to camp, this is what they were stressing to us. This is what we need to look out for when we're doing our games, whether it's on the JUCO, D2, D3, or D1 levels. All right. This is what they want us to look for. This is what they want us to focus on. This is what the coaches pretty much complained about at the end of last year. All right, to our bosses. So our bosses put together this document to let us know what we need to focus on going forward. All right, so that's our camp teaching points. What else you got for me, Carrie?
No, now you're good for a moment. I'm going to talk really quick about the actual I Learn. Okay, so what's going to happen October 24th? Everyone that's all paid up, the course is going to open for you. I'm sending your names and email addresses to Donnie Epley, and the course is going to open. You're going to get 90 days use of the course. Now we're going to take you through, this is like an 8-9 week period where we're taking you through the entire course. You have access to the course for 90 days. So for example, this is the first module, the first class is like court and equipment, okay? So it's basically a video rule book where you will click on to the module, you will watch it, and we have listed like the sections. So it doesn't flow the same as in the same order as our rule book, our rules book. But we have the sections of our rules book in each slide, and you can follow along, right? We want you to read, right? So if I had this class in front of me in person, I would walk up and down the rows and be like, you need to read the rules, you need to read the rules, you need to read the rules. We're not going to read these rules to you. Okay, we expect that from now until you finish this course, you are going to read something in this rules book every day. And we also have the case book on there. So you're just going to continue to read. All right. On the train, at the red light, you name it, read. You finish a module, there will be quizzes. That I think I'm talking on Sherry's part, but I want you to understand that the modules are here for you. You can watch them over and over, learn from them. And the one thing that Carl didn't mention about the Google Classroom is it makes it possible for you to, I think you even get a, like a meet link, I'm not sure, but you can all meet up on the side if you wish.
Yes,
right?
you can interact with each other.
You want to do quizzes together, you want to go over the whatever, meet on the side, get to know each other. I think it's really exciting that we have 10 different states represented. Okay, so Sherry is going to talk about the quizzes, the practice tests, and the final exam. And after that, then we're going to watch a couple of films. Muted.
Very muted.
Yep, I got it. So after each section or each course that you take, there will be a review sheet. Now it's not huge. It's anywhere from 10 to 11 questions, 12 questions for you to do. They're taken right out of their questions based on what you just saw and read. Thanks, Kara. And then after that, there's a quiz. The quizzes are 25 questions each, okay? So it really gets you to learn the material. And then when you're done all 8 modules, we have plenty of practice exams. We have a practice test 1, practice test 2. We have a mock exam, and they're all 50 questions each. So right there, there's another 100 to 150 questions, plus the ones that you've already answered in all the review sheets and the practice quizzes. And then at the end, when you think you're ready, which you all will be, there is a 50-question exam. You need to get 80 or better on it to pass, and we will get you there. Okay, so note it's not tricky. It's just kind of straightforward. But you really got to get into the course. You really got to read it. What's great about it is that you can pause it and re-listen and go ahead and then come back. And so it's really kind of friendly for you, so that you can learn at your own pace. We think you'll be happy with it. So, but as Carrie said, you've got to read the rule book. You've got to get into the rule book. So, and that's why we're having these meetings at least twice a week, so that we can keep your head into the rule book, and that you're in it and you're thinking it and you're living it, breathing the rules, because that's the way you'll learn them. If you keep at it, if you do one section 1 week and then wait 2 weeks to do another section, that's really tough to retain everything. So this is why we set it up the way we did. But I think it's going to be really helpful. The review sheets are great. The quizzes are great. And it's really well done to prep you for the final exam. G, go ahead. You have a question?
Yeah, yes, sorry, I might miss it. So we have twice a week meeting,
So
Sunday night.
I'm going to send out the final dates, hopefully by tomorrow. Sherry and Carl just have to give me one more date. It's basically almost every Sunday and Wednesday, but the dates are almost exactly the ones that I sent you that you saw on the website and when you registered. There's just one or two changes.
And, gee, they're not mandatory. We know life gets into the way, but, we want to be there for you. And so, you make it, that's really awesome. It's going to be a plus for you if everybody can make them. That's all. So, yeah.
So that would be a video for this class every time that I could repeat it, or if I miss it.
There are 8 course modules.
Oh, are you talking about the meetings, the Zoom meetings?
Yes.
Yes, so we will record all the Zoom meetings and then we will upload them to, are we uploading to TV or the Google?
It's going to go on. We're going to post it right onto the Google Classroom.
Yeah, so if you miss it, you can view it the next day.
And one more question about that earlier Carl talking about sending question to the class. So I would like to know in future that if I want to do just maybe one-on-one instead of putting a public,
Yes, you can reach out. You can choose who you want to send the questions to in the classroom. I'll also share my email address through the classroom. So if you just want to email me directly or Sherry directly, that's fine.
Yep.
We want everybody to participate as much as possible, right? We do understand that life can get in the way, but like when you have a course in person, you know how sometimes there's always that person that show up after 2-3 weeks, they stop coming. We're going to call you and email you if that starts happening to you. We'll find someone in your city who can find you. We want you to get as much from this course and interact with us as much as possible. We don't want to lose anyone because, your experience is important to us because you'll then tell someone, hey, women's basketball, this was a great experience. And we need to know if we're not supporting you enough because we've had multiple conversations before this course opened and outright arguments with how are we going to support you because we don't have you in front of us. We can't walk you to your car in the parking lot and continue to talk about the rules. So you please, even if you have to email me on the side, say, Carrie, I hate Carl, no. You need to tell us what you need because if we need to give you more or we need to bring in a big gun, a heavy hitter, so they say in the referee world, to help, we will do that. If we're not getting our point across and you feel like you're not learning and this is confusing, we will help you. But if you don't tell us in some way, and you're not going to insult us because we just want to get it right? So understand we have these extra tools because Iowa University is it's generally a self-serving course. You click on, you watch the modules, and there's generally no Zooms and no Google Classrooms and stuff. And we put these pieces in place because we want to support you. I hope that makes sense to everybody.
That personal touch.
I'm going to ask Shayborn Henderson to please unmute for a minute and just introduce yourself. Shayborn, tell us a little bit about where you're from and what kind of basketball you referee, please.
Shay, what up?
He left the room. Okay, we're moving on. All right, so we don't have a ton of time. How long is this course? As far as Jeff, each night the Zoom is an hour, and our 8 Zooms are going to be finished by right up to the week before Thanksgiving. We might have one Zoom after Thanksgiving That's where we're getting, we haven't figured that out yet. Shao, let's go. Tell us a little bit about yourself, please, just basketball wise. And why.
Yeah, I didn't leave the room. I heard you. I just couldn't. It
I
wouldn't
was
allow me
yelling
to
at
touch
you, right?
anything.
You can
What
tell.
up?
Hey, what's up, Carl? How's everything, man?
Everything's good, brother. Good to see you.
Sorry for being late. My mom just had heart surgery, so I'm coming from the hospital. Yeah.
God bless. Hope everything's
All
okay,
right.
brother.
But a little about myself for those who don't know me. My name is Jabon Henderson. I live in Pennsylvania. I started reffing pro-am when I got out of high school with Terry Gilbert and Earl Robinson and everybody. I'm on board 37, Brooklyn board IABO, and I do PIAA, which is in Pennsylvania. So I've been officiating for about 12 years now.
That's awesome. I didn't realize you were PA and on the PIAA. I refereed with many people from that board. Good
Can
for
I
you.
just tell a quick story?
No. Okay, we're moving on to the videos. All right, I'm going to share my screen. We're going to play a couple of plays, and you know, we can do some shout outs here. We have a couple of plays that we're going to do. Show them to you, and you let us know what you think. I'm going to let Sherry do the lead here.
Welcome to IABO Play of the Week, Women's Collegiate Edition. In this video, we will look at a foul and determine its proper procedures after the ruling. As blue number 5 is dribbling up the court, white number 5 contacts her in the back with both hands. The center official rules a foul. Was the center official in the correct position to make this call? Was this a personal foul, an intentional foul, or a disqualifying foul? What is the penalty for each? Blue is in the bonus.
Sure.
Yeah, so you want, okay, so obviously this is a collegiate game. It's a crew of 3. And in this particular play, the center official that has his arm in the air, who is also on our educational team, made the correct call. And it was actually an intentional foul. And the penalty for that is, so like during the season, we'll talk about this and we'll go over clips like this. And, you know, I'm just going to tell you the answer tonight, but when we start doing this during this, you know, during the course, I'll ask you guys what the penalty is, and someone's going to have to answer me that question. But tonight, the penalty is this. This is an intentional foul because the player pushed her from behind, was not playing the ball. She did it on purpose. Okay, it was not necessary. Was the center official in the correct position to make this call?
Sorry, Cheryl.
Was this a personal foul, an intentional foul, or a Go ahead, show it, Carrie. So qualifying foul. Right. So she's not going for the ball. She did push her in the back. It was unnecessary. It wasn't overly excessive or abusive. So the center official called an intentional foul, and the penalty for that is anybody on blue can shoot 2 free throws, and they will also get the ball back at the division line opposite the scorer's table.
Okay.
What is the penalty for each? Blue is in the bonus. Okay. So there you go. Okay.
So do you want to go over it?
So yes, the center official was in the correct position. Was it I already said it's an intentional foul. And what was the penalty for each? So if it was just a personal foul, then blue 5 would have just gotten 2 free throws.
So, right, did you see Scott? Is Scott in the right position here?
He certainly is. The trail official is trailing the play. He's in the 1/3 of the court. I mean, he's heading up the court. It's just that the ball handler is up there a little bit further, but he's following the play, which is great. And the new lead is already down the other end. So go ahead.
When I was taught to officiate, right?
Yeah.
As the center here, I wanted to make sure that I could see between players, right? And also not be able to see their numbers. So if this player has their back to me, then I have to position adjust to look through, right? So here, Scott, who happens to be on our team, like Sherry said, he is in perfect position, right? Because we're not looking at their numbers. He's able to see through. If you're looking at a player's number, you're not able to see through properly. So let's just take a look at the other officials, right? So you have the new trail, right, center, and okay, let's go back this way a little bit. And then the play comes, and the lead. Where's the lead, Sherry?
Well,
Please,
they're all the way down the end here.
You know, if you don't have any more players, right? If these are the players furthest away in the back court, in the new front court. So if
Competitive
the
matchup.
last defensive player is here, then you don't want to have the lead all the way off the video screen. You want to have the lead right about here.
Yeah.
Right? Not all the way down the floor.
Agreed.
Okay. All right.
Question, sorry.
Yes.
Sherry was talking about it's a personal foul. Is it mean common foul?
Yep. Common
Right,
foul.
okay.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Absolutely.
Common fouls in our rule book though, so it's a personal foul.
I'm sorry, what's the difference? I don't get it.
Common foul is it's not in the women's rule book.
Okay, thank you.
All right, that's a pro term, and I think also NFHS term, if I'm not mistaken. But in the women's NCAA, common foul is not in our rule book.
Right. It used to be. That's the problem. So
Right.
one of the things that Sherry and Carl are going to work on is using proper terminology, right? So this is a really good point. Like if you said no, coach, it's a common foul, and there's some coaches on the class today, right? So, and that coach says, wait a minute, there's no common fouls. You lost all credibility, right? Okay, great question. All right, Sherry, here we go.
Oh, another one. Okay.
IBO's Play of the Week, Women's Collegiate Edition.
Can't hear it.
You can?
No.
It started with the volume, but then it stopped, KD.
I don't hear it either. There's no volume. That's it.
That's weird.
Black number 15 attempts to
There it
screen
is.
white number 10 and then rolls to the basket. She contacts and displaces the defender, white number 24. What type of foul should be ruled on this play, if any?
What do we got here, Sherry?
Oh, we have an offensive foul.
Yeah, but what's happening right now?
Okay, so what's happening right now is you see the trail here closest to you, right near the bottom of the screen. Yeah, thank you. I'm actually in the C position. All right. And what's actually happening over here is that the lead is rotating on the end line here. And that's when you'll see when this play gets a little bit further down, if you go further, a little bit further forward, Carrie.
The officials in proper positions to make the rule.
Okay, what's happening is the lead is coming over. All right, he's coming over, but
The official has primary responsibility.
I do not want to leave this play just yet. I don't want to rotate out.
What do you mean by leave the play?
Okay, so this was my primary area. Okay, my primary coverage area right here, my PCA. And this was my play right here, the players with the ball in this area. The lead am I too loud? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my God, I got distracted. Okay. This is my primary area right here. And what's happening is that the lead sees that the ball is on that side of the court.
Responsibility in this.
and he's rotating over so he can help with this play. But
This
I
area.
see what's going on here, so I stay with the play. I've moved out just a little bit to the new lead, but I stayed with this player.
Yeah, but what do you mean by stay with the player?
I stayed with, I don't understand what you, I'm
Using your eyes, by using
Yeah,
your eyes?
I'm,
Okay.
yeah, I'm using my eyes to stay with see what the players are doing. The trail and the lead are picking up the ball. And actually, when I move out to the trail, I stayed with 15 and I saw her push white 24, I believe it was. The lead never
How
even
should play
saw it.
resume?
So play the whole video, Karen. Play it from the beginning. Just back it up. So as you can see, the trail is here at the top of the screen. I'm in the C position. The lead is down here on the end line. Go ahead, play it, Karen. $15 just barrels number white 24. Watch it again.
Black number 15 attempts to screen white number 10 and then rolls to the basket. He contacts and displaces the defender, white number 24.
Right there.
What type of foul should be ruled on this play, if any? Were the officials in proper positions to make the ruling? Which official has primary responsibility in this area? How should play resume?
So what type of foul was ruled? Well, it was an offensive foul by Black 15. Were the officials in proper position to make the ruling? Actually, you know, this is a tough call. When the play is in this area down here, it's really the lead's position. But since he is just rotating over, I stayed with the players. I watched this because it was going away from me, but it was in my primary, so I didn't want to leave it just yet. And so I was able to pick up what the lead didn't see. And because I'm actually in the trail position, the 28-foot line, by then when I make this offensive call. But
Okay,
go ahead, Karen, interject.
I'm gonna throw a question out here.
Go ahead.
All right, hold on a minute. All right here. Everybody sees the ball right by Sherry. All right, before the lead is off the court here. Right, so what should the lead have done to get into better position?
Like the lead should have rotated once the ball was ball side.
Right, so, but did you see how quickly the lead is moving? So what can you do? Like the ball rotates over quickly, what do you do as the lead?
Black number 15
The lead should stay.
white number 10 and then rolls to the back.
Well, if the lead stays, now we don't have the court bounce, we don't have the trail and lead, you know, in better position. Lead was here, right? The pass happened here. Let me run it back. And I know maybe I'm confusing you the way I'm asking it, but
KP, is the lead ball watching?
Black number 15 attempts to screen white number 10 and then rolls to the basket.
I think I've been told,
Contacts and
move quickly, turn the shoulders, and very decisively.
excellent. Okay, so move with a purpose, right? At least jog a little, right? I'm not, you know, I'm not knocking the official, but move with a purpose. In this case, if the official had gotten over here quickly, Sherry could have position adjusted as the trail, stay with the play, but position adjust, and now the center is in much better position to make that call if necessary too. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, any questions on the play? Okay.
That's good.
Okay, let's do one more very quick, and then that's it. We're gonna call it a career night.
Welcome to IBO's Video Play of the Week, Collegiate Women's Edition.
Not coming through.
There's no audio.
As black number 10 is dribbling up the court, she is illegally contacted by white number 2 near the division line. The official rules a foul. Where did the foul take place? In the front court or in the back court? If black is not in the bonus, where will the ensuing throw-in take place? How much time should be on the shot clock when the throw-in occurs?
Go for it, Sherry.
Okay, I'm not really sure about this one. I can't see. Can you run it one more time? Just run it back a little bit.
It's so close.
It's so
It's
close.
so
I don't know
close.
whether both feet and the ball are across the division line when they make that call.
Here we go.
This is a great play.
As black number 10 is dribbling up the court, she is illegally contacted by white number 2 near the division line. The official rules a foul.
Front court.
Front court? Okay, great.
Where
I
did the
agree.
foul take place? In the front court or in the back court?
Go for it, Cheryl.
It's so close because that back foot is like right there. But
Right. So, and the reason why we're trying to determine whether it's front court or back court, because we want to determine where we're going to put the ball in play. So we know that in
and the
women's
shot clock.
and the shot clock in women's basketball and in NCAA basketball, when there is a foul by the defense in the front court, depending on where the foul occurred, determines on whether the ball is going to be put in at the 28-foot marks on either side of the court or down at the tick marks on the end lines. In this situation, okay, the shot clock's going to stay at 23 because in women's basketball, if the team is in the front court, the offensive team is in the front court and there's a foul and the shot clock is below 20, it is reset to 20. Okay. But here it's above 20, so it stays at either at 20 or above, whatever is more. And in this case, the ball will come into play at the 28-foot mark on the sideline, because this is the closest foot mark, tick mark, I'm sorry.
28-foot mark.
28-foot mark, yes, 28-foot mark.
This
So
is the
that's why-
28-foot mark right here.
Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. Okay, so it's there and over here. There's a little white line right here that tells us it's on this side. So this is where it's going to be on this side of the court. And that's why we were determining whether it's front court or back court, because if it was back court, then it's going to go back to closest to where the foul occurred.
And
Okay,
the shot
great.
clock would be at
And the shot clock would go to 30 in the back court. Okay, so all those
Okay.
things have to be determined within seconds.
Excellent. So any questions on that?
So those are the type of things that we're going to be doing, like on meetings during the week like this. Yes?
Okay, so we are at 9:30. We're really grateful for you tonight. We want to be appreciative of everybody's time. We will post the recording. And Sherry, correct? We're using the same link for every session, correct?
Yes.
All right, so I'll make sure that it's really clear. I'm going to send you a document with the dates and the times and the link. It's the same link every night. Wish you the best. Thank you. Be safe. Have a great week, everybody. All right, and thanks for coming.
Where's end recording? Stop.
Everybody.